post your police career, how did you get into? How did you end up on my doorstep? That's a tale that I've not really asked you. Like, I know the phone call that I got, but how did you end up sort of leaving the police and then sort of?
I don't know if you remember that when I was on duty, I caught you in the red light area and I said, "You're now my bitch."
Once I was in, the red light districts in Leeds.
No, I don't.
No, there. So if a cop doesn't know where it is,
What?
I used to work down there. Like, there's a bit Water Lane. It's not really a red light district, but there are a lot of prostitutes down there, sex workers down there, right? I remember once I was driving a play game of five-a-side, and I stopped at a cash machine, right? It's getting dark. I think it was about 7 o'clock, and I was stopped at a cash machine, and I'm there in this I had this Daihatsu Copen, which I've talked about before. It's like a little noddy car, and I get out to use. My friend got out to use some. I'm driving. He got out to get some cash, and there's this old prostitute. And she comes. She's like, "You're looking for a good time, love?" And I'm like, "Get the fuck in the car!" I thought, like,
so you said that to her?
Get in the car!
I would suck your dick for a cheeseburger.
But yeah, I remember thinking, that's actually a line they use. Like, you're looking for a good time. I thought it was like a cliche, but yeah, that's
do you want business, love? So basically, what it was, I'm friends with Danny Myler from Pulse Radio, and I just wanted to start some sort of podcast. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to do this. I wanted to hang out. I just think there's a vibe of just chatting to people and getting to know people, and nothing to do with mental health. But I just think with being in the police, you're under a dome, and I want to meet people. I want to meet people that, all right, and they might have done something wrong in their life years ago and being locked up, but now they teach young kids out of box. Yeah. And they're like, and I just want to grow as a person. So I spoke to Danny, and I just said, I wouldn't mind doing something like podcasting, but I've got no idea. Like, I'm a complete technophobe. I don't have a clue. I've probably got a VHS at home somewhere, and that's what I do. I don't get stuff. So I didn't understand what a podcast was. So Danny says, I've got a mate called Josh. I'll put you in contact. So we had a bit of a FaceTime, didn't we? Told Josh a story, and he went, I think we need to get it in, and I think you need to get on camera. Now, when I came in, again, this world is completely and utterly new and bizarre to me. I just think it's like, it's not a dream. I don't feel like I'm living a dream, but I just feel like I'm living a good style of, I'm going to say this all wrong now. I'm living, from being a poorly bloke, I'm living a good life.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
That's
where
good.
A lot of people, I remember my dad saying, who was Tyler years ago, he says, worst thing is waking up every day and thinking, I hate going to work. I hate that feeling of going to work. Where now it's, I wake up and I like this morning, I woke up and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to come to work. I'm happy to come meet people. I'm happy to come meet yourself. I'm happy to come meet new people and experience new things, because I think that's how you grow as a person.
It's such an extreme as well to go from, we've all had like real jobs, like 9 to 5, yours is even more extreme in a police officer doing 12-hour shifts, and, you do 4 on 4 off or whatever it would be, and you end of month you get your paycheck, and that's life,
Yeah.
But then what we do now, we don't take it for, we don't take it for granted, but sometimes you can sort of, it can weigh on you a little bit, but then you realise, fucking hell, what do we do for a living? We actually make videos and put them on YouTube to entertain people, and our day, although would be busy, we're in full control of it. When you work for somebody else, you're not in control of it. So I think for you, the extremes of going from a 12-hour shift police officer for 19 years to seeing this side of it, where like, we don't get our hands dirty. It's hard work, but it's nothing compared to what you do.
Yeah, but I will fuck yesterday. And then the day before, I was fucked after a podcast.
Literally?
Oh, yeah, I went home and I no.
I was looking at him.
No.
I was going to say, I don't get that treatment.
Do you give a reach round though?
Let's not get into that.
But yeah, it's like, I always thought, this is the way I look at life. My dad always came from a building background. My brother, same. I always thought you had to have calluses on your hands. You have to dig a hole.
I've got those.
From what?
I'm playing the drums and the guitar and lifting weights, that's all.
All right. But I always thought that's how you earn your money.
Yeah.
I never understood there were a life out there that people like could be a solicitor, a state agent, and I saw there was a job, but where people could be paid for the brain rather than doing a physical job. Yeah. And now I think it's weird that people can get paid from being an entertainer than doing a physical job. And it's just bizarre, but I love it. I love the thought of talking. I love the thought of meeting. I love the thought of traveling. This is why I think I'm growing as a person more and more every day, and I'm becoming more accepted to life out there. Because like you said, when you deal with things, like you said, that we won't talk about, but you sometimes think the world's 95% crap and 5% good. But I'm all the way around now. The world's 95% good and 5% crap. And like I said, you look at news and they're baffling just putting stuff on news, I think, just trying to entertain you. There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah.
But you're thinking like, do I really want to know? Do I not want to know? Do I want to grow with it?
That's one thing you said to me when we first met, where that, like, you know, you spent 20 years of your life working with the sort of dregs of society, thinking that world's bad. So 90% of people you meet are there to try and harm you or do harm on others. Whereas like as a regular person, we very rarely see criminal acts. So would we go that, well, the world is 99% good and just that 1% bad.
Yeah.
And just to bridge that, so like I got the phone call to Danny Milo, and so, yeah, you wanted a podcast. Like you said, you are a technophobe. When sometimes when we're messaging back and forth on WhatsApp or on FaceTime, and it's almost like FaceTiming my 85-year-old granddad. But he told me some of his stories, and I was like, this isn't a podcast. You know, like you described what you wanted to do, and it wasn't a podcast. You wanted to get your stories out there, and I was like, all I could compare it to was Lad Bible, 18 Minutes with Joe Rogan's clips. I was like, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be you sort of bearing your soul. And initially the plan was, let's set you up a channel, like the full works, banner, picture, get you a few videos recorded. And it was just to get you off your feet, really. That was the plan. And we released the first video and the second video. And within a week it were over 1,000 subscribers, more than 4,000 watch hours, monetized. You're aware, you've got traction. So at that point we had to go, there's an appetite for it. Let's keep it going, which is sort of pushed on to then us going from doing your heavy stories talking about the police, and then we've put in reaction videos to when you were on Interceptors, and now into podcasting. So we've eventually got there. Your initial plan was a podcast.
It's just gone around ours a little bit.
Yeah. But how's it been for you to, like, what's the transition been like from being a police interceptor, police officer, being on national television to YouTube? Like, what's the difference been?
What the fuck are the books down there? You didn't tell me that. We could have put that up on a desk.
What, the books?
Ben's book?
Yeah, they're both down there.
You didn't tell me that.
All right. Adam, both books are down there. We'll show you in a minute.
Just looking down. I'm like, wait a second.
Did you sleep last night? You've come in like, your energy's been weird today, you know. Like, honestly, it's been proper. Like, you came in buzzing. You're normally a little bit lethargic, and then like you've been full of it.
I ate a lot yesterday. The electrolytes will be a bit off. Sorry, go on.
Honestly, man.
Sorry, go on, Ben.
I remember when you told me before, TV's technically dead or on its way out in theory, because everyone's going onto a online thing. You can go online now and you can look, because I've never looked at YouTube as much as what I look at now.
Yeah.
Like you've taught me, I always thought YouTube was like, if you wanted to fix your sink, you'd put on, why is my tap dripping? It was that sort of format. That's why YouTube was invented. And then I started watching stuff like Woman Who Falls Over, breaks a leg, for a bit of light-hearted stuff.
That sounds really light-hearted, yeah. Physical bodily damage.
Yeah, but no, but
fail army.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I just started thinking, like, there's a world out there. So everything that I've missed or wanted to know, I've just put in and it was there. And this is like only 2 years ago or a year ago. And I'm like 45, 46. And I think I've missed out on so much time. And I'm trying to absorb all that in.
Do you get recognised more now than you did at Interceptors?
Yeah, massively.
Says a lot about YouTube.
A lot about the power of YouTube, yeah.
I think everything's going that way. And the only people that do are the mainstream family TV watchers that I watch Corrie and Emmerdale, who see or Love Island crap or whatever it is. Or, do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Or daytime Holly and Summit TV, Holly and Philip TV. Yeah. But the rest of the people, it's like a generation gap. So I don't know what it's like with you, Adam. But the people, like you said, you're having kids speak to you. And you're thinking, like, are you watching my videos? You shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I've watched this. And you're thinking, like, you're 10-year-old.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really be watching that. But no, this is what we do now. And then you released a video yesterday and that someone's put on it. Is it weird that I'm watching this about fire brigade and I'm actually sat in a fire engine or something like that? And it's like, you recognise more because there's those two gaps now. Rather than be the people that only watch TV, there's both sides. So you're going for all ages rather than you're going for one set of demographic. And I think that's what I think's bizarre, because like I said, it can be anyone, like either rich or poor. It can be anyone from any culture, any background. It can be any person, any age. And they recognise you.